Hey, Topping Airlines Math and History, and we're going to explain how do functions function. So in this video, we're going to be learning a new concept about functions in mathematics. And a function is how a machine or a living thing works. But if we want the mathematical term for functions, then we're going to look at this definition. Function, math, the relationship between two objects or variables, and this can be math-related or pretty much anything. So pretty much that anything can be a bunch of markers, a bunch of cars and limousines, TV and video games, and pretty much anything else you can imagine. So, to understand how to work and understand what functions are and how they function, you've probably seen this equation, y equals mx plus b, and is also known as slope-intercept form. So what we're going to be doing is using this kind of formula and jotting them down on an XY ratio table, and we're also going to find out why our function actually has the same kind of idea. So here is our example problem. We have y equals 3x plus 7. The 3x represents the slope, and the 7 represents the y-intercept. You may have learned this in your past years of middle school or possibly high school. So when adding numbers to a ratio table, there's an x and a y. The x is going to be called your input. So pretty much x is the variable, and you can input anything you want for x, and it will still work. Type in the comments below what you think what number should work for x.
Oh, no, you don't. We're all in this together.
X. Let's insert, or should I say, input 1 into x. When we insert 1 into our equation, that is saying y is going to equal 3 multiplied by 1 plus 7. 3 multiplied by 1 is 3 plus 7 is going to be 10. And that's where our y comes out. Y is also known as our output. Y is actually the result of your input. So pretty much, if you step on the pedal of a limousine, then your result is going to go really fast. Or
679. Record broken.
Okay, shut her down.
Oh, my.
What's wrong with you?
My stomach feels funny.
Let's have a look. SpongeBob.
Oh, hey, Sammy.
SpongeBob, what are you doing?
I'm here.
that can be an example of an output. The robots are being made again. So let's try and insert another number into x. Let's say 4. So if we input 4 into x, what is our output or result? That is saying y is going to equal 3 multiplied by 4 plus 7. And 3 multiplied by 4 is going to be 12 plus 7 is going to be 19. So if we insert 4 into x, then our output or result is 19. Now here comes the really cool part. Let's start getting into functions. So we have f of x, or f, which means function. The function of x is going to be nothing written yet, because we're going to insert these numbers that we put in for slope-intercept and insert them into the function equation. So pretty much, y equals mx plus b is a similar version of functions, but with functions, it's more advanced. But it will bring you the same input and the same output. So, while working on functions, there's another way and a more advanced word that we can replace with input and output. Your input for functions is going to be the domain, and it will still be used the same. Insert any number in for x to get to your output. But for the output, and you're using a function, it's called the range. So when using a function that looks like this equation, that what you call it is going to change. So let's insert the domain of 1 into x into our function. So we're going to place 1 in here. The function of 1 is going to equal this. So we're going to get an answer of the function of 1 is going to be an answer for a number. Let's insert 1 in for x. When you insert a number in for x in here, that's telling you that every x that you see in the equation is now going to become 1. Another mistake is people tend to want to distribute the f into x, which you don't want to do. This is not the distributive property. So let's start solving. 3 multiplied by 1 is going to be 3. Plus 7 is going to equal 10. So the way you say your answer while doing functions is also going to change versus y equals mx plus b. We're going to say the function of x as 1 is going to equal 10. You don't explain this part because it will be written right next to your f and your x sign. So we got 10 as our range or output, which is the same thing we got for our y equals mx plus b problem. Let's look at one more. 4. Let's see if we put 4 as the input or the domain. So the function of x is going to be 4. And we're going to have the same exact equation. So we're going to put 4 in for x. So what is the function of 4? 3 multiplied by 4 is going to be 12 plus 7 is 19. So the function of 4 as x is going to equal 19, which is going to become our range. While working with y equals mx plus b versus the function of x, that clearly explains that both are actually the same. They will both give you your domains and range, and it will be the same exact answer. Working on functions is an advanced version of y equals mx plus b. So this is the beginning on how functions function. What the relation between y equals mx plus b and the function of x is that these can actually be graphed on a graph or plotted on a graph. If you have this ratio table and you have x and y coordinates and you have the numbers that you want on your table, then clearly you can actually put them on a graph. X and Y. Thank you for watching Taoping Airlines Math Industry. Like and subscribe.